Yup, the thumbnail was real because inside of this controller is a full-on Windows 11 gaming PC. And coupled with these AR glasses, it's one of the most innovative and cool portable gaming devices I've ever tried. Tecno are kindly sponsoring this video, but I'm gonna show you real-life benchmarks and we're putting all their claims to the test. So let's have a closer look at the Tecno Pocket Go, which comes in this super sleek carry bag that can hold not only the device itself, but also up to 3 batteries including the one inside, as well as your charging brick and USB cable, and there's definitely room for a pair of earbuds too. Starting with the specs, this thing easily rivals any of the other big players in the portables market. It comes with an AMD Ryzen 7 8840HS processor, 16 gigs of LPDDR5 RAM, and up to a whopping 1TB of SSD storage. And if you want even more storage, it also has a microSD slot. As mentioned, it's running Windows 11, meaning you can play games from any platform you can think of, from Steam to Epic, but we'll get to that in a sec. They are currently running a Kickstarter campaign, which seems to already be going great for them. But the reason I'm mentioning this is because on there they also have an option with 32 gigs of RAM, which is more than any other handheld on the market today. If you're thinking of getting one, then definitely check out the Kickstarter page if you want to grab yourself a great early bird deal on it. To finish off with the specs, it comes with Wi-Fi 6E and Bluetooth 5.3. So downloading games, connecting peripherals, as well as online gaming will be blazing fast with very low latency. And there's also a combo microphone and headphone jack on the top here, together with 2 Type-C ports that both support DisplayPort out as well as PD charging. Since it doesn't have a built-in screen, it uses these futuristic AR glasses to display your content. That means it's about 50% smaller and 30% lighter than their competitors, weighing just 550 grams. Going back to the AR glasses, these are 1080p micro OLED screens that go up to 60Hz refresh rate. And before you think that's low, here's a shot I took through the lenses themselves. And I can tell you everything looks super crisp and smooth. The screen is equivalent to a 215-inch TV viewed from about 6 meters. And to make it easier to visualize that, it's similar to about a 27-inch monitor at arm's length. They also have some of the best edge-to-edge clarity I've ever seen in a pair of AR glasses. And for the ones of you who wear glasses, they've even added a diopter adjustment directly on top here. So no need to worry about needing prescription lenses or figuring out an awkward way to wear these on top of your regular glasses. Circling back to the Pocket Go itself, the joysticks and triggers have Hall effect sensors, so drift won't ever be an issue, and I've gotta say it overall feels very comfy to hold. The buttons are super clicky, which I honestly prefer over the mushy ones I've seen in other similar devices. One other feature that is very different here is that it has a hot swappable battery which lasts somewhere between 2 to 3 hours depending on what you're playing. It also has fast charging up to 65 watts, but the battery does seem to very slowly drain even while plugged in. Though nothing that worried me too much, I was at about 95% after nearly 2 hours of playtime. Now I'm not gonna take mine apart, but according to Tecno, this also has an advanced cooling system. And while I can't physically confirm that, I can tell you that sustained performance has never been an issue throughout my testing, and it barely got warm even in very demanding games. And talking about performance, let's go over what this thing can do, because the specs on paper are one thing, but the important thing is how it actually runs some of the most popular games out there. Please note that I was recording using Xbox Game Bar, so the quality is not at all representative of what I was seeing, but it does affect performance less than OBS, which is why I was using it. So let's start off with a bang, Cyberpunk 2077. I'm using the Steam Deck preset here with textures on high, and not only does it look great, but it also runs way better than I would have hoped. And I promised benchmarks, so here we go. This is 1080p resolution, and during the indoor portion here you can see it hovers around 40 FPS. And then outdoors even goes closer to 50 FPS, which is crazy for a handheld this size and feels very good overall. Now if you want to bump that closer to 60 FPS, dropping the resolution to 900p will get you that. And I can't say I can tell much of a visual difference, but it does definitely feel better from a frame rate perspective. While actually driving around Night City, I haven't encountered any major drops in performance, even in crowded areas, so I've gotta say I'm really impressed with what they were able to cram into this tiny package. And I could have surely optimized this even more by lowering the textures and some of the other settings, but I wanted to push this as far as I could. Moving on to Forza Horizon 5, here we see a super stable 60 FPS throughout my testing, even in demanding areas of the map. And running the in-game benchmark, you can see that even in races with lots of cars, it not only maintains that frame rate without breaking a sweat, but also looks absolutely amazing for a handheld. Again, do note that all of this testing was done while also recording for this video, so that takes away from the performance a bit as well, which is really impressive. Being able to just comfortably sit in bed and play Forza on what looks like a massive TV on my ceiling feels like I'm living in the future. Now, trying out a bit of Battlefield 5, I remember not even being able to run this properly on the PC I had at the time. So it is absolutely bonkers that I can play this game so well virtually anywhere. The game doesn't have a benchmark option to show you the raw numbers, but once again, I'm nothing short of amazed at how good everything looks and feels, with no noticeable drops in performance throughout the opening mission of the game. Finally, before we move on to the UI, let's try out Stray, cause this game looks gorgeous and it's not an easy title to run, especially on a handheld device. But as you can see, not only does it run, but it runs well, and I've barely experienced any stutters or issue with it, if at all. There is no benchmark available in-game here either, and note that I was recording in just 30 FPS to avoid any performance issues, but everything was again running great. We are living in a golden age of technology. I'm happy to be alive and get a chance to experience all of these gaming marvels. Now let me show you the user interface, because Windows 11 is not known for being the easiest to handle on a portable device like this. Now obviously you can connect a regular mouse and keyboard to it, but if you're out and about, you probably don't have those with you. Thankfully, Tecno have developed a fairly simple but very user-friendly software called SmartBox. This helps you manage games, settings, and a lot more without having to use the clunky Windows interface. If you do need to use it though, the mouse can be activated with the click of a button to make navigation way easier. There's also a quick toggle menu available that can be activated at any time. In there you can change settings, close active apps, and even mess around with the RGB that's present on the front of the device itself, should you wish to do that. The Tecno Pocket Go is without a doubt an impressive piece of gaming hardware, and I'm really happy with its performance, ergonomics, and portability, so go check out their Kickstarter page at the link below for more details, and let me know if you have any questions in the comments. Here are some of my other videos that I think you'd enjoy, and I hope to see you again soon. Cheers guys!